Let's finish the ride. 3.
Damien Kevitt finally finished the ride today, a ride he started last year.
February 17th, just over a year ago, I was riding my bicycle in Griffith Park, and we're going to be doing the same ride today. And I was hit by a car and dragged nearly a quarter of a mile from the streets down the 5 freeway underneath the car, broke 20 bones, lost my leg. And it started, as I sometimes call it, the most miraculous, unlucky chain of events that you've ever heard.
Doctors didn't think he would make it.
It was 4 months in the hospital, 11 surgeries.
Somehow, Damien survived, was able to keep his left leg, and learned how to maneuver his prosthetic right leg with expert control.
About 3 months ago, Damien walked up behind me in the clinic and put his arm around me and said, "Hey, Doc." I looked at him, I said, "What?" And I said, "There's Damien." And he walked away, literally almost imperceptibly walking, because his prosthetic leg is so good, and the leg that we were able to save worked much better than we thought it would.
Look, Mom, no hands.
Woo! Still, rebuilding his life and going back to doing what he loved seemed impossible at times.
Just a few minutes on a bicycle was traumatic physically.
He worked around the clock with a team of doctors to rehabilitate his body, and today, that hard work paid off.
We're here, we're doing it, we're finishing the ride, it's happening, we're just doing it.
And he did it. Damien Kevitt crossed the finish line today after doctors told him he would probably lose both legs and never be able to ride again. He says he pushed himself to get through today because it's part of his larger mission to make LA safer for all bikers.
Hit and runs in Los Angeles is really an epidemic. It's reached proportions that are just criminal.
About half of all car accidents in LA are hit and runs, compared with the national average of 11%. And just like Damien's accident, 4 out of 5 of these cases are never solved.
How much of a coward do you have to be to know that you have someone underneath your car that you're dragging and to keep going?
Kevin Korenthal rode alongside Damien today and has a similar story.
Got hit head on by a car coming the opposite direction, about 45 miles an hour. Resulted a couple years later in the loss of my leg below the knee. Broke my right arm and shattered my left arm.
He's now working with the Challenged Athletes Foundation and pushing to pass new legislation authored by Assemblyman Mike Gatto.
Ending the hit and run epidemic is going to take a whole lot of changes.
His bill, AB 1532, would slap hit and run drivers with automatic license suspension for 6 months.
Any midnight riders in the crowd?
Damien is hoping his ride today will raise awareness and help get this bill passed. He says he doesn't want anyone to live with guilt after leaving the scene of an accident.
That emotionally, to me, is far more painful than anything I had to suffer.
He may be finished with pain, suffering, and today's ride, but Damien's mission to make LA safer for bikers has just begun. Julia Dang, ATVN.